All right, it's the first edition of 2013, first edition of the OCVarsity Baseball Dugout Show. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis. Here's our baseball expert, Steve Fryer, working on your tan, sir.
Yeah, it's a nice day for it, John.
Yeah, it's great. We're out here at the Boras Classic. Yep. One of the best tournaments around. It's just fantastic to see all these people here supporting their favorite teams. Yeah. Steve, let's talk baseball, and we got to talk tournaments. There are, what, you told me 9 tournaments going on right now. You're talking about the Anaheim Lions tournament, the Hard 9. Scott Boras is doing a new tournament. But let's start off. Maybe if you can quickly recap what we've seen out of the Lions tournament and what's going on tonight.
Well, it's an interesting tournament. What they do is, they have pool play, round-robin sort of play. And to get to the finals, you got to pretty much go 4-0 over your first 4 games. And they decide sort of a tiebreaker is the fewest runs allowed. And so to get to the championship game, Villa Park hadn't given up a run through the first 4 games. So they got to the championship game to play Desert Christian Academy from out in the desert at the championship game at Glover Stadium. So congrats to Villa Park for getting that far, man.
Well, as long as they're not playing out in the desert, hopefully weather will be great for those 2 teams. Now, the Hard 9, that's always a fun classic, and wraps up at Cal State Fullerton. Everybody pay for parking. Trust us. Steve, break down the classic.
You know what? Esperanza and El Dorado have hosted this, John, since 1990 when it began life as the Upper Deck National Classic, and maybe not the national scope it used to be. It was the first tournament of that sort here in Orange County of any sport, really. And, Orange Lutheran's in that, has done quite well so far as we're getting ready to run this thing and tape this. Cypress has done pretty well so far. So county team's good representation in the Hard 9 National Classic. Championship game Thursday at 7:30 p.m. or so at Cal State Fullerton.
One more tournament to talk about, a brand new tournament, as if we needed another one, Steve. This is, founded by Scott Boras?
Yeah, Scott Boras, Super Agent Boras, and his Boras Corporation decided to do sort of a quasi-state championship. They had a bracket, a Northern California bracket of the northern half of the state. Pleasant Grove won that bracket. And down here in the southern half of the state, Jay Serra and Mater Dei have been hosting that. Jay Serra and Mater Dei looking good so far, so good. Mater Dei coming off of winning the National High School Invitational out in North Carolina, which is
back, right?
Yeah, 2 years in a row of the tournament and 2 years Mater Dei champions, and that's kind of probably vault them into #1 in all the national rankings. So they're doing well in that Boras Classic, and the championship game of that will be at University Pacific on April 13th. A Southern California champ against Northern California champ. CIF State does not have a state championship in baseball, so this is about as close we're going to get. It's kind of neat, and Mr. Boras has been donating $1,000 to every team that goes in there for their baseball program, not charging an entry fee, so it's a great way to sort of give back and create a lot of interest in high school baseball, John.
Very nice of him to do so. Who needs Robinson Cano? Okay, who needs him? Thank you, Steve Fryer. We'll get into talking about league play next week on our next edition of the OCVarsity Baseball Dugout Show. Until then, enjoy the tournaments. That's Steve Fryer. I'm Jonathan Khamis. Make sure to check out OCVarsity.com for all your latest tournament information. Thank you for watching.